What was the name of the town or the road where the farm was?
Huh?
What was the name of the town where the farm was? Or the name of the road that went by there?
Name of the road?
Yeah, what road was your farm on?
When you were a kid?
We was farming cotton.
What road were you on?
What road and what county?
What was the closest town, Dad?
It was,
It was
oh, up there at Onyx.
yeah, Onyx
And, let's see.
and Steve.
Steve was the town.
Yeah.
That highway goes in through there to, over to Hot Springs now, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then back, it went back toward Danville.
Danville.
And
Danville to the north, and Onyx.
that's where old Buck and Ruth is living there around, close to around.
Are they?
Uh-huh.
Let's see, what county is Yell County?
Yell County.
Yell County.
Yell County. Now, I do have all that documented.
He went down to the draft board for World War II and they wouldn't take him.
Well, lucky him. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
We might not be here.
Right.
Were there any Indians still around there, like Native American people, when you were a kid? Do you remember seeing any of them?
I believe there was some Indians there.
Tell me about them, like the Cherokees and all that lived around Arkansas.
No, I didn't see them. The Indians was there was I don't know if they were Choctaw or
Creek or
something like that, but there weren't many Indians there in Arkansas. They were all up in Oklahoma.
Would they still live in tents by then, or do they have shacks?
Uh,
Do they still have tents then, or do they live in shacks by then?
I'll have to speak louder, Jeremy.
They had fact of the matter, there weren't many Indians there where I was, and there was a big field there. They called it. I guess they had grown corn and stuff on it, and they were wild hog there, and they well, I don't know how they lived. Hardly.
Did you tell him about your dad?
Well,
How he wanted to grow soybeans way back then?
Yeah, he grows soybeans and whippoorwill peas. We growed whippoorwill peas, and that last place that we was on about 5 or 6 years, something like that. It had a little orchard on it, a few peach trees, and Mama canned all them up. She could.
Canned everything up?
Yeah. She canned them green beans. She canned.
right.
She canned.
What about?
Well, we had it better than
Some of them?
some of them, because you remember my mama, she was a hustler. My dad was too.
Well, she worked at that cafe too, didn't she?
Yeah, she worked at that. That was after he died, and worked.
But that helped you guys to eat, though.
Yeah,
Was that her family that she worked for?
yeah. Well, that was before she worked with the cafe. She worked there in town. They had they put in the men went to work in the 30s for the WPA. It's like, and the boys went to the CC camps, and
They helped build the roads.
you know, they helped build the road, the bridges, and and stuff like that.
I think Jody knows the right questions to ask, but I wanted to know the story of how he rode the trains.
Well, now tell him about when you was little and you didn't like to go to school. Aunt Avis told me a story about she'd get you to school and she'd walk down the hill and turn around and you'd be running over the hill.
Oh, I don't remember that.
So you remembered that.
No.
How old were you when you started riding the trains? There was a train that went right through that hill, wasn't there?
The train goes. They done moved the railroad out when Ola's closest. You know.
Ola?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the train goes through there.
Did you just start riding the trains from town to town right around there close?
Just rode it around here, around there close. I went to Colorado, and
How old were you? Do you remember?
how old was
12, 14.
I? Something like that. And
Did you go to work in?
well, we went up there and worked. They built a dam up there, and had to clear it up. You know, I worked on the clearing.
Yeah. So that was the start of the train?
Yeah, that was the start of the lakes.
So then you just kind of rode the train looking for work? Or did they have work?
It take a load up there, up to Colorado, in the southern part of Colorado.
Yeah.
That's Arkansas River goes through.
Weren't there a lot of kids that rode the trains back then?
Quite a few.
Wasn't there a whole generation of kids that rode the trains?
Quite a few, yeah. Quite a few.
What was that like, riding the trains? What kind of culture was it? How'd you eat and all that stuff?
Well,
It was cold, wasn't it?
you didn't eat much. You know what I mean? I didn't do very much of that there. Because I'd rather stay home and work around at something or other.
Well, now you told me one time you went up to Michigan.
Went to Maine.
To Maine?
Yeah.
It was real cold.
It was cold. We went up there and picked up potatoes. They took a whole train. They took a dozen cars, I guess, full of people, and I got within two or 3 miles of the Canadian border, a town called I can't think of it right now.
Was it close to the ocean?
It's close to the Canada.
Close to Canada.
Yeah.
Now was that the coldest place you ever went?
No.
Where was the
I went
coldest?
to CC camp and in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
In Minnesota. I stayed a year up, 6 months up there. And boy, it got cold. We was on the east side of a lake. And when that wind come across that lake, it was rough.
How did you end up in California?
Well,
You went back to Arkansas, and
yeah.
was there work out here?
Well, I went from Maine back to Arkansas, and then I had enough money to ride the bus out here. I rode it cost me $30 something, I think, was to ride the bus.
Was there anyone already out here?
Buck and Hazel had got here just
before you.
just ahead of me, and the reason I'd helped Buck made a little old crop down there, and he didn't make nothing much, but I helped him what I could, and
Was that in Wood Lake?
yeah,
They came and lived in Wood Lake, didn't they?
yeah, they lived at Exeter,
Exeter.
yeah.
He had a little farmland or rented it, or
No, he just we was just do. I come on out, and we was doing whatever what we could get to do.
ever what you could get.
Yeah, that's during
Depression
the war. That was during the war.
during the war, so that was in the 40s.
Yeah,
And Buck didn't go to war either.
no.
Did he? He didn't want to go, or they wouldn't take him.
I don't know.
I never did know either.
I don't know.
Didn't he work in the shipyard in San Francisco for a stretch during the war?
That was Pappy and Keeter.
No, Pappy and them worked in the shipyard.
Yeah.
What did they do in the shipyard? Do you remember if they told you?
Yeah. She was a riveter.
They built the ships.
I've got.
Like them,
She was a riveter,
yeah.
and I think he worked in shipping and receiving. I've got his. I've got their union cards.
Yeah.
I've still got them. Got them at home.
They're what?
They're union cards.
Did they have a union?
They had to be. Yeah, they were in the union up there in the shipyard.
Oh.
They were in the.
Steelworkers Union or something?
I think so. Whatever the ships are.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
This is Shipwrights Union, probably.
there was something like that, but
Boatwrights or something.
they Keeter made more money than Pappy. I know that because I got their pay deal where they were paid.
Yeah.
So talk about my mom's childhood and what you guys did for a living.
Well, we was.
Well, by the time I came along, they
Who was that?
doing a little bit. They had a trailer.
My dad, yeah.
No, that's